We're in Winchester. Welcome to Question Time. I'm Bishop David of Dimbleby, and with me tonight are the Ealdorman of Mercia, Eadrich Streona, the Ealdorman of Northumbria, Uchtred the Bold, the King of Denmark, Svein Forkbeard, and the controversial thing from the Anglican Independence Party, Godfrey Bloom. And our first question tonight: has public faith in politicians been damaged by the revelations that senior Ealdormen have been making fraudulent expenses claims? Ealdorman Uchtred, your thoughts on that, please?
Well, whatever people may think, the matter of the fact is that we need the money to defend our duct houses from the Danes.
Yes. I think we need to remember when discussing this issue that most Ealdormen are hard-working, dedicated public servants who labour tirelessly for the good of the realm. It is entirely right that they should be able to claim expenses from the Witan for the costs they incur in the course of their work.
Yes, but what about the article published this morning in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, which alleged that Ealdorman Alfred of Hampshire claimed £24,000 for the cost of raising an army to fight the Danes at Exeter and then failed to turn up to the battle?
I don't think you're being very fair here, David. Ealdorman Alfred was taken ill the day before the battle and therefore could not possibly lead an army against the Danes.
Yes, but he still claimed the money for it.
But he had already raised that army at his own personal expense. It would be quite wrong of the government not to reimburse him because he fell ill by an act of God.
Well, that's not how the chronicler described it. He claimed the Ealdorman was made ill not by an act of God, but by fear of the Danes.
That is completely untrue.
Yes, his mother wrote him a sick note and everything.
So, what do you think of all of this, King Svein?
Well, personally, I think the scandal is systematic. The permeates every level of the Anglo-Saxon state. This misconduct will only cease if the king and all his councillors are removed immediately and replaced by the Danes. Anglo-Danish kingship is the future! Absolutely not. In Denmark, my father and I have spent the last 40 years building a modern and efficient social democracy. Public money is channeled not into the pockets of great magnates, but into projects that benefit the whole people, like burial mounds and geometric fortresses.
Oh, all this rubbish. We are forever hearing from the liberal middle-class elite how wonderful Europe is. But it's a pack of lies, let me tell you. Scandinavia isn't all it's cracked up to be. Most Valkyries don't even clean behind the fridge anymore.
So, you'd be opposed to the establishment of an Anglo-Danish dynasty in England?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you another thing. What King Svein never mentions when he's telling us about his alleged Scandinavian utopia is that it's built on the back of English money.
I take it you're referring to the government's overseas aid policy.
That's right. We should spend English money in England instead of sending it to Hurda-Gurda-land or whatever.
Hurda-Gurda-land? How can you use such a racist term?
You'll get a chance to speak in a moment, Your Majesty. First, can we hear what Ealdorman has to say in response to this?
Thanks, Bishop David. Now, let me make this clear. Our overseas aid programme sends money abroad to alleviate genuine and desperate poverty in Northern Europe. The Vikings to whom we give this money grow up in deprivation and hardship, but the money we give them allows them to turn their lives around, transforming them from a ragtag bunch of pirates into a
slightly wealthier bunch of ragtag.
Well, if these countries have such terrible poverty, why don't they spend their own money to improve things? Take Greenland, for example. They're supposed to be the poorest country in Europe, and yet they've somehow scraped together enough cash to finance a space probe to Vinland. If they won't use that cash to alleviate their poverty problems, why should we send them any of ours?
Because then the older men can skim off the top 20%.
What Ealdorman means to say is that if we pay off the Danes, they are less likely to attack England in the future.
What do you say to that, King Svein? The Kingdom of Denmark receives 70% of English overseas aid. Are you any less likely to attack England because of this?
Not really. In fact, now that you mention it, I might as well conquer this place while I'm here. Do you Ealdorman fancy joining me?
Never. I will always be a true and loyal servant of the rightful king Athelred, son of Edgar, and of his son and heir Edmund Ironside, and I shall defend them unto death. Although if you put it like that...
Well, that's all we've got time for this week. Next week we'll be in time being, thank you to my panelists, and good night.